Hello and welcome back to another video where we are watching the sunset over Belval. We are back in this town for this episode because there is a specific build I would like to try and achieve today. In the last episode we were exploring the animals update, and I will definitely be giving this town an animal shelter as well so we can introduce some pets around here. But the main build I would like to do today is actually up on this cliff top and is going to be a kind of Paris-inspired build. So let's get stuck into it. Now, to really make this build work, there are a few items that we haven't yet unlocked on the research menu that I think could make it look that bit better. But for now we're all stocked up on research points, so I would like us to go ahead and get this Bourgeoisie class. So let's go ahead and secure that one. And another one I'm interested in including in this build is this library. We've also got just about enough to unlock this luthier as well, so let's go ahead and grab that. So I would like to build out these bourgeoisie houses kind of in blocks, I think, around this cliff top. I want to be able to make a really striking view of the buildings up here. So I think the first thing I will do is clear out some of this space of trees so that we can make room for our new houses and buildings. There we go, that is all nice and cleared out. And I think we've been using the dirt road in this town until now. I think I would maybe like to try and include a slightly smarter road in this area. Perhaps something like either the brick or the plaza road. I think looking at these three, the plaza road is what I'm going to want to use. So let's go ahead and select that and draw out a little clifftop road. There we go, and I think this road is definitely going to need a kind of fence around it. This would be pretty dangerous as a clifftop if you didn't have something. And I think the one I would like to use is actually this fancy fence. Let's have a look at them. I think we'll go for this shorter fancy fence. There we go, now we can start building it out. Nice, I think that's a good start. And the next thing I think we could do is build our very first few bourgeois houses, which we've just unlocked. I think I would maybe like one row of these houses coming up here. And let's make sure that they're all looking quite neat. Now before we move anyone into these people are going to require 26 luxury points, and they've only got 8 so far. They are mostly lacking clothing need and entertainment need. Another thing I want to do almost immediately is to add additional floors to all these houses, because I definitely want these blocks to be quite tall. And then I think we could go ahead and add in our luthier, probably just on this corner here. So this actually covers the houseware need. So let's go ahead and place it down like that. And then we're going to need artisans to work in here, so let's go ahead and fill this business up. And then this perfumer is going to offer us some of the clothing need which they're demanding, so I think we could go ahead and unlock that as well. And this jeweler provides the same thing, so let's go ahead and get that one too. There we go, and then I think we could build one of those buildings just along here. The perfumer is a very small one, but I think it fits very nicely just on the end of this block, perhaps just like this. That looks great, and that's also going to require some artisan workers. Looks like we can pinch a few from this warehouse over here if we give them townsfolk instead. So we're now up to 16 out of 26 luxury. We still do need to provide 10 more. And so for that I think we are going to need to build a few more artisan residences to get in a bit more population. And I think they could probably fit in quite nicely along this hill here. There we go, I think that they look pretty good, and I would also like those to all be a little bit taller. And then we can still build our jeweler, which I think could probably also fit quite nicely into this block. We are a little bit slow to make money at the moment, so I might just come down to our city hall and raise taxes, which is something you can do with this building. At the moment they're at 0%. I could maybe add them to 11%. And that would just help our money increase a little bit faster as we're building this stuff out. So let's go ahead and get that jeweler in. And that means we could go ahead and move a family in here, although they're only getting plus 8% for wanting to live near apparel shops from that being nearby. I've just added in a little dressmaker as well, which is a building we built in our other town, but we could also do with having one here. That should help add to the apparel need. And yeah, now this family is very happy to live in any of these houses. We've got a family here who would like to live far away from any neighbours. We're currently building a much more built up part of town, so I might actually reject that family so we can get some different ones. Dismiss. And then we could go for some of these instead. These people want to live near plaza decorations and flowers, so I wonder if we can do something a bit more special with this corner to try and make them happy. There we go, let's see how they like it now. Plus 13 or 14%, I guess I'll take that. And plus 16%, I'll take that too. And these people are happy to live anywhere, luckily, so let's just pop them in that house. And that will help us get some more workers into these businesses. This family wants to live without any pets. That's fine, we can definitely accommodate that in pretty much any house. Now, I did say at the beginning of the episode I would go ahead and build the animal shelter in this part of town as well, and I've not done that yet, so now could be a good time to just pop that in. It's not super visible back here, but it is quite visible in our other town, so I think this could be an okay spot for it over in this one. Then we can get a few more families in. There we go, and with those buildings we are just 2 luxury points away from being able to efficiently move bourgeoisie families into these homes. We're all stocked up on research points, so I may as well go and get a couple more items. Could be good to get this larger audiences for our kiosk theatres. And I think we're also going to want the post office at some point soon as well. So I think a good item to get in could be this library next. I would maybe like to have that facing this way so that when we build out around this lake, this can be a kind of featured building. I think that could look quite good just there. And we will need to connect it in with a path, of course. And then we need a few more artisan homes as well around here somewhere. I think what we could do is actually just make all of these homes one level taller. And that has given us a bit more space for artisans. Then we can move in a few more families into those newly upgraded homes. And that should give us some workers to fill up this library with. And now our bourgeoisie homes are finally ready with 26 out of 26 luxury. So we can move our first bourgeoisie family in, which I think is going to be this family who want to live right next to a cliff top. Perfect. And we've got a request, so let's go ahead and see what that is. Okay, so our first bourgeoisie resident has requested that we create a kind of botanical garden. And feels like it would make sense to have that somewhere around here near our lake, also a bit near where they live. And I've changed my mind about where to put this botanical garden. I might actually put it kind of out the back of this animal shelter as though it's a bit of a garden for them. Because I think that would make more sense with it being fenced in. There we go, and I'm pretty happy with how we've managed to make that kind of animal shelter backyard look. Don't know if that's exactly what this guy meant by botanical garden, but that's what we've gone with. Oh, we've been rewarded with reeds for that, which is great. I love this item. And I think let's immediately go and add a few to that lake. And I think we could probably add a few ducks to the pond as well. There we go, that looks pretty good. And we've got a couple more bourgeoisie who want to move in, so let's get those into their houses. And now we have over 25, that means we can upgrade our city. That's great, and that means we've expanded our research menu. Which is exactly what I wanted, because the item that I really want to place down this episode is this cathedral. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock that. And that is something that I would like to be the real showpiece on top of this cliff top up here. And we're not even going to be able to place that until we can increase the size of our money vault. So I have let our research points rack up a bit, and that means we do now have enough to get this increased vault size. So let's go ahead and grab that. And that has very quickly increased our money to where we can now afford to place this cathedral down. So let's go ahead and build that up there. We can always shuffle it around a little bit if we need to. And that's exactly the kind of effect I wanted to create with this, massive cathedral kind of looking over the town from the cliff top up there. I think that looks really cool. And we're going to need more townsfolk or artisans to work in there. As you can see, we're at 0 on both for now, so we do need to build a bit more housing. And so I think I will build a bit more artisan housing, perhaps down along this cliff top. So we want to paint out a little bit more of our road and a little bit more of our fence. And I just want to make sure I can move these as close as possible together. And I do also definitely want to make them all a couple of stories high. And then we can get a couple of families into those. I'm seeing this big blank wall over here. I wonder if there's something we can do to jazz it up. And our jeweler is exceeding its demand by quite a bit, so we could in fact go ahead and build a second jeweler, perhaps on the edge of this block. Because the jeweler does just have like a slightly more interesting wall on that side. I'll go ahead and build it, and then we may end up wanting to shuffle the block down slightly just to give the cathedral a little bit more space around it for decoration. There we go, I think that block is looking pretty good. Let's get some last few residents in. I can also come and work in this jeweler. Wonder if I can remove the curb from this cathedral as well. Yep, looks like I can just by moving it and then moving it back, which is good. And we're fully stocked up on research points once again. Why don't we go ahead and upgrade local scents, seeing as we built our perfumer out today. And then I think our final job is just going to be to go ahead and detail up this cliff area as much as we can. There we go, and I think that is just about enough detailing to start off this whole cliffside area. We will obviously be doing more work in this area in the next couple of episodes. I want to turn the whole back bit around here into a really nice park with some buildings around it. But for now, I'm really happy with the view that we've created. These buildings kind of like looking down over the rest of the town. Like that cathedral looks so imposing. It's really kind of getting the effect that I wanted, which is great. And so with that, I think I will leave this episode here. I really hope you enjoyed watching it and enjoying the detailing and builds that we're working on. Do let me know in the comments if there's something specific you want to see me build in this series. I'm really open-minded about where we take this city, but I'm really happy with the progress we've been making as well. So as ever, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.